be asking yourself the question, what is game-based training? What's the difference between game-based training and positive reinforcement training? Are games just a fancy way of saying the training exercises? Okay, so let's get into it. Every dog has a brain, and that brain is good at some things and not so good at other things. So a hound might be really good at sniffing, whereas a herding dog might be really good at stalking. One dog might be good at being calm, but not good at disengaging from things that it's interested in. Another dog might be good at confidence, but not be good at arousal regulation. As a dog lover, we have a tendency to put that brain in different situations. So we take it on a walk and it sees other dogs and people and vehicles and wildlife. And we put it in situations where company comes over and it's excitedly greeting that company. And we put it in situations in which it's not supervised. When we put our dog in these different situations, the brain is going to produce an outcome. And that outcome is based on its strengths and its weaknesses. So the problem with conventional dog training is they look at that outcome and then they label the dog. The dog is reactive or aggressive, or the dog is stubborn. And they put that label on it. But here's the thing, the outcomes that your dog's brain produces are all normal dog behaviors. Some of them are coping mechanisms. So a dog that is spinning in circles, a dog that is barking and lunging. Those are coping mechanisms. And some of them are based on rewarding experience. So a dog that jumps on people or pulls on leash or counter surfs and steals stuff off the counter. Those are based on rewarding experiences. So with conventional dog training, once they put the label on their dog, then they recommend that you take your dog out to that situation and you tell it off, or you correct it, or you intimidate it, or you put the dog in a situation in which you're using food rewards to almost bribe it into doing the things that you want it to do. And all of these things are taking place without the dog having a foundation knowledge base of what it needs to do, what you want it to do. It's literally like taking a child to Disneyland and attempting to teach that child to read or to do math. The idea of that is absolutely ridiculous to us, but it's exactly what conventional dog training has been recommending. Effectively, we're putting the dog in a situation in which it's in turmoil and conflict, and we're causing it to be frustrated, and we're setting it up for absolute failure. We're potentially making things worse. All that training is called training in the situation, but the dog is not yet prepared for the situation. But games-based training is different. We know that your dog's survival is based on its strengths and its weaknesses. So the dog's brain is made up of what is the equivalent of little puzzle pieces. And each piece of the puzzle is a skill set. So it might be calmness or focus or optimism or disengagement. There's a lot to choose from. Those skill sets that your dog presently has is based on your dog's genetics, its personality, and the experiences that it's had so far in life. So what we do with games-based training instead is we put the dog in many situations to practice and grow that skill, that little piece of the puzzle. And these mini sessions are designed so that your dog can absolutely 100% win that game. That's what we want. We want the dog to win the game. Your dog winning the game means you win your game. Each mini situation is then made progressively more difficult, but still at the level in which your dog can win. And so this is how we teach our dog to focus and come and walk on a loose leash and not jump on people and not be reactive. By little mini situations where they get to win by practicing the skill correctly. That is what games-based training is all about. Setting our dog up to win the game, to grow that skill set. And literally, games-based training is taking the world by storm. When you teach your dog this way, with your dog winning the game, you change the outcome that brain is producing, and you change your dog's responses. That's what game-based training is all about.